Okay, shall we start? Okay, today we are going to learn about SAS programming, right? So first go to this start menu, right? And type SAS. So you'll get this SAS 9.4 English. Click on that. So in your tutorial there are several pages which discuss about the keywords and what is the use of SAS, right? So go through it. Actually in a SAS, when you are typing a SAS program always starts with a keyword. There are SAS keywords, you can see, right? So, and always a SAS command ends with a semicolon, right? And there are lots of inbuilt procedures in SAS you can use. We'll use some of them today, right? So, and in the second page you can see there are SAS constants, right? If you are there are acceptable formats when you are inserting constants, and if you are inserting a character, you have to give that character within quotations, right? So, and if there's a missing value, you have to give it as a dot, a full stop mark, or if there's a character missing value, you have to give the quotation, right? And there are some SAS operators you can use, right? Exponential, double star, multiplication, star, likewise, right? You can go through these things, right? And as I told you, there are inbuilt function in SAS, right? Some of them are listed down here. Mathematical functions, right? Probability function, it's in the third page, right? And random number functions, right? So if you want to write a comment within the program, we'll try to do these things, right? You have to give backslash and star, right? So we'll do these things, right? So first we are going to close this window first. Okay, first we'll try to insert a data set into SAS interface, right? So this is my editor window, right? You can type the program here, right? Okay, so, and this is the log. This actually store all the things you have done, right? And this is the output window, right? There are three windows, right? So if you need a new editor window, right, what you have to do is go to file and click new program, right? If you click this, you will get a new editor window, right? So first we will try to insert data into SAS, right? So go to the 5th page, right? Of, yeah, 5th page, right? So first type data, right? So I'm going to insert data, and before that I have to define the name of the data set, right? So I'm going to give my data set the name as students, right? So we are going to insert data, right? Then give a semicolon here, right? So enter, right? And the next keyword is input. I'm going to define the variables that I have in my data set right now, right? So my data set contains variables called name, age, gender, type of the degree, and type of the major, right? So as you can see, type of the degree and type of the major is not numerical. There are the characters, right? So So what you have to do is, after typing this input function, give the first variable name, that is name, and you can see that is also a character variable, right? So if you are inserting a character variable, after in typing the name, you have to give this $sign, which indicates, which SAS identify this variable as a character variable, right? If you don't give this $sign, SAS will not identify that variable as a character. So remember, after, if you have a character variable, after that give the $sign, right? And my next variable is age, right? So it is a numerical variable, you don't have to give the $sign, right? And then gender, degree, right? Degree is a categorical variable, character variable, so I have to give the $sign. Then finally measure, that is a character sign. Yeah.
In here, there is no space in between. Is that gonna, does that have any effect?
No.
No.
So if you have a problem with this space, right, it doesn't affect the command, right? If you want to give space, you can give space, right? So if you don't want to give space, don't give space, right? So I have now I have finished defining the variables, so that means this command is end, so I have to give a semicolon, right? So my next line is, I'm going to insert the raw data that I have. So the command is cards, right? Cards, then semicolon, right? Now I have to add my data row by row, right? So my first row is Helen, right? So then after type in the first name, give a tab space, right? Tab space, 25, tab space, right? After finishing the first row, go to second row, right? Okay, after entering your data set, right, give a semicolon, right? And in order to run this program, you have to type run. So from that command, the SAS identify, we have to run this, right? So if you're finished entering the data, give the semicolon and type run, and again semicolon, right? So we have entered the data set, right? So in order to run this, right, select this, right, or else it really not necessary to select it, right? And you can see this a little running man, there's a button, right, small button, right? So click this one, right? So So now my data set has been inserted to SAS, but we can't see the output, right? Because we haven't set the SAS to print the data, right? So now we'll try to print the data, right? So there's an inbuilt function in SAS called print, right? In order to invoke those built-in functions, we have to type proc first, procedure, right? We are trying to run a procedure, inbuilt procedure in SAS, right? Okay, proc, my keyword is print, right? So that is my keyword, right? So then SAS needs to know which data set I want to print. So I need to give data. So my data set name is students, right? That means we are telling SAS to print student, right? So semicolon, right? Then again we are telling the SAS to run the program, right? Then click this submit button and see the output. You can see the output. Right? Did everyone got the output? Okay. So as I told you, there are inbuilt functions in SAS, right? We'll try to use some procedures that we already have, right? So before that, I want to tell you something about this program. This part of the program, we call this part as data step, right? Using this part of the data, we can actually insert new data, right? Or combine new data, that means merging data sets, right? We can use there are some commands for those, and this section is called the procedure step, right? From this part, we actually use this part to analyze the data, summarize, right? Likewise, right? So we'll first try to sort our data set, right? So that means sort descending or ascending order, right? For that, so we have already the data set. So I'm going to sort this data set according to the sort the data set ascending order according to the age, right? So
I don't get to see my results. So it was something. So every line should have been semicolon.
okay, so we are going to use a inbuilt function for this also. So again, type proc, right? So my function is sort, right? And I want to sort the student data set, and give the semicolon, right? And then I need to specify which variable that I'm using to sort, right? So For that we have to use the keyword by. We are sorting by, right? And we are sorting it ascendingly, right? So we don't have to give here any so in the tutorial you have the output descending order, right? If you are sorting ascendingly, you don't have to give this descending or ascending. You have to just give by and the variable. So so I need to sort my data set ascendingly by edge variable, right? And then type run, right? So say I need to get my sorted data set into a separate data set, right? If I want that, you have to give sort the data set, sort the student data set, and using this out keyword you can give a new data frame which can store the sorted data set. So that will be a separate data set, right? So I'm going to define a new data frame or a data set which store the sorted data set. Understood the code? So we are sorting the data set students and storing in this data frame, or we are defining a new data set, right? So this is my code, right? But we can't see this sorted students data set if we don't give the command to print the data set, right? So again the same thing, proc print. Now my data set is sorted students, give the semicolon and type run, right? So if I just click this running man button, right, we will get the output for whole thing, right? So I only need for this output for this part, so I have to first select the things that I need and click run or the submit button. So you can see this is my new data set. You can see all the values has been sorted according to age, right? So if I need to sort it descendingly, right, you have to give the keyword descending, right? Okay. So and if you are considering two variables for sorting, so you can give the two variables like this, right? We'll see what happened now, right? So you can see it has been sorted descendingly according to the age variable and the gender variable, right? Any questions? Okay, now we'll do a new example, right? So insert this data set into your SAS program. So type the data set in the second output, this data set in your tutorial. Type the data set in your tutorial. The data set name is grades, right? Right. So I need to the data set. My data set is something like this, right? This one, right? So I have 5 variables. First one is grade item, right? And there are 4 students, right? And here in the input you can see I have entered something like this, right? $10 dot, right? So that means in SAS, actually SAS identify this as the length of the variable. So I need to in my grade item I need to add characters up to 10, right? So that's why I have given dollar, right? Dollar means the variable is character and 10 is the length of the character, right? So that means there are 10 letters, okay, 10 letters or something, right? And without giving student 1, student 2, student 3, likewise you can directly give like this, student 1 to student 4, right? So this is the data set. Okay, those who have finished, you can type the print option and try to view the data set. This is my data set, right? So now we are going to use another inbuilt function in R called transpose, right? Say I want to change my format of the data set, right? So that means this is my original data set, and I want to change the data set like this, right? Yes. transpose this data as this. So you can see these 4 variables now, 4 columns has now become rows, right? And these rows in the grade item variable has become the columns, right? So the other thing is I have given a new name for this column, right, as student, right? So we'll do the transpose in SAS now, right? So the command is proc transpose, right? I want to transpose my the grade data set, right? And I'm going to store it in a new data set called new grades, right? And there's a new variable, right, that I'm going to define, which is students or student, right? Right. So this is what I use to transpose, and this is the where I store, and this is the new variable that I will have in my new data set, right? So variable that I'm going to transpose is these columns, right? So student 1 to student 2, 4, and the columns, my new columns will be grade item, right? So then run. So I need to print this data set, grades, run. Okay, so submit your command. You can see this is your new variable, and you obtain the same format which was in here, right? So say I want to insert new observation for this existing data set. How do we do that, right? So for that there is also a there is a SAS inbuilt SAS function which can use for inserting new observations to an existing data set, right? So the command is append, right? So we are going to insert new observations. So if you want to make add new observations, right, we have to use this data step section, right? So what you can do is you can again type data, right, and we are using the new students what is my new grades, right? We are going to use this data set, right? So I'm using new grades, and inputs, give your inputs, student, that is a character variable, right? And my second variable is now test 1, test 2, midterm, final, homework, and classwork, right? So similarly that we used in when we are inserting raw data into the into SAS, what we have to do is student file, give us tab space and give the values. Right. So then we are using the procedure append, right? I'm sorry, when we are actually building a new data set, right? So therefore we have to give a we have to define a new data set here, right? I'm sorry. So first we are going to define a new data set and inserting the new data that we have right? And using the append function we are going to merge the data sets we have, right? Understood? Right? So we are using procedure append, right? And we are merging. So we'll do like this. I'm using the new students data set, right? And merge the data set into the base of the new grades data set, right? Using the new students, use the new student and merge to the new grades data set, right? So then you can, in order to print the data set, you can just you can print the new grades to find out whether the two data sets has been merged, right? So first we'll run this part. So then after you run this one, you'll see the output. You can see there are two new variables, right? This is the code. Right? So this is how you transpose a data set or change the format of a data set, right? So next one is, so we can actually print the content of the data set, right? So for that we can use the command content, right? Procedure, right? So before continuing the SAS program, so first go to UMBC home page. So we have to download a data set and type here CIRC . Right? Then you'll find Center for Interdisciplinary Research and Consulting and go to Software and Workshop Fall 2015 and click SAS Programming. right? And under SAS, here under SAS you will find an Excel sheet called profit. Download that one, right? Okay, so we are going to use that data set, right? So open that data set first. Okay, so okay. So go to SAS and open a new editor window, right? You can go to File, New Program, right? So we are going to insert this data set. Since this is in an Excel sheet, you can directly copy this and paste it into the program window, right? Editor window. So data profit, right? So inputs, variables are dist, profit area, population, outlets and commissions, right? You can just copy this and paste it like this, right? And check, right? Right, then cards and copy the data set. You'll see some of the data sets. Right, so you can there's a problem, if you see a problem in the format, you can correct this like this, right? So then type run print print data profit, run. So this is the data set, right? Okay, so we'll do something about the functions related to print procedure, right? So say you can see the commission variable. The commission variable is actually a categorical variable which has the levels of 1 and 0, right? So say I want to print the data set according to the commission levels, right? So for that, what I have to do is go to I have to print proc, print data profit, and I want to separate the data set by the commission level, right? This variable, right? So what I have to do is I have to type by commis, right? So if I run this, you can see the output like this, right? Commission level 1, this is for commission level 1, right? So there is the, yeah. and commission level 0. So if you want to find the content of the data set, you have to give procedure content, right, data, right, profit, right, and then type run. Contents, sorry. Right, so if you run this one, you get all the information about your dataset name, member type, right, number of variables you have, observations, likewise, right, whether it's sorted or not, right. So this is the command. Right, okay, so now we're moving on to the analysis part, right. So for analysis, in order to get descriptive statistics, what we have to do is we have to use the procedure called means, right. So type proc means here, means is the code, right. So then I need to get summary statistics of dataset profit, so give the dataset as this, and then I have to give the descriptive statistics that I want, right. So if I need summation of all the variables, I need to give as the term sum, and if I need mean of each variable, I have to give mean, standard deviation, minimum value of the data each of the variable, and maximum value of the variable, median. If you need the skewness, you can give skew, right. So after you have mentioned the descriptive statistics that you want, give this semicolon, right, and try run first, just type run. So you can see you have obtained all the descriptive statistics that you have mentioned in the program, and it gives for all the variables, right. So if I need so let's use a by variable and check. Use a by variable. So if you want a by variable, so that means if you want the summary statistics to be divided into the commission levels, you have to use this keyword. It seems it does not working. I don't know what's working, yeah. Yeah, for say I don't need all the summary statistics for all the variables. I need only only a specific variable. For that, in between these two lines, I have to give the variable that I need, right? So I need only the area variable, right? What I have to do is I have to type var space and the variable name, right? So if you want two variables, you can give like this, right? Like this. This is Profit Pro, right? Right? Uh, Okay, now we'll try to draw a box plot, right? Quickly, for that you have to use proc univariate, right, and give the data set name, right, that is profit. We are using profit, right, and right, okay, and I need to draw a box plot, histogram for the profit variable. So my variable is profit, and I'm going to graph a histogram. So the keyword is histogram, right? Then give a slash here, right? Slash, and you can change the values like this. So actually you don't have these things first. This one first. So without typing the so this is the basic code, right? Where you have to give the variable profit and type just histogram, right? This is your this is the basic code, and you can actually edit your code, right? So here you can see some several keywords: C bar line, C fill, P fill, right? So if you need a normal curve, you have to give normal within brackets. You have to give the mu and sigma. EST is estimating from the data set, right? We are going to estimate mu from the data set, right? And you can give the color of the line if you need, right? But this is, without these things you can actually obtain the histogram, right? So this is the, with the histogram you'll get some basic summary statistics measurements and some t-tests for location, right? So I have added the normal curve here, so I can see the normal curve on the bar plot, right? So for that I have to do is this, right? So similarly you can actually draw the box plot also, right? So proc box plot, right? And I'm using the data profit, right? And I need to plot profit according to the commission level and type run. So I'm going to draw a box plot using the profit variable, profit data set, and I need to draw my box plot according to the commission levels. So this is how you draw the box plot. Yeah. Variables. Should be working. Pro cons. This is the code. I don't know what is the problem with this one. So you have to give the proc box plot and data profit, right? Plot the commission level. Pro So this is the code. Actually, I don't know why this isn't running, right? So this is the basic code. So you can actually giving a slash, you can edit the box plot, right? our time is up, right? So if you have any questions, feel free to email me, right? Okay. Thank you. So if you want to do the t-test, what you have to do is proc. So the command is t-test, right? And data set is profit. H naught is 900. We'll say alpha level. We have to define the alpha level here, right? Not like in the other softwares. And this is the variable that we are going to use, profit, right? So if you have to do two sample tests, that means you have to check whether the two means are equals or not. So only thing you have to do is you have to give a new line. We have to add a new line here. So we have to give the class variable, right? So say I want to check the mean, or whether the means are equal or not by the commission level. Commission level 1 mean is equal to commission level 0 mean, right? So for this you have to apply this, right? So you can see this is the t-test for 2 sample test, right? You can have the q plots separately, right, according to the commission level 0 and commission level 1. Okay. Right. Okay. That is all, I think. So